Well, friends, this is Kapun Piso. Today is June 10th, 2016. And after all the fights with the Secretary Clinton, the same day today, wiping her derriere with Donald Trump, the psycho Donald Trump's brain. I mean, they are cleaning house with this psychotic imbecile that wants to be president of the United States. Well, the same day is the funeral of Muhammad Ali, died at 74 years old. Well, I am 74 years old. I remember that very, very well when he was back in the 60s. Everybody was drafted for the Vietnam War and all that, and I didn't because I was a foreign student, so I was exempt from that here in Arizona. But then Cassius Clay, and then later on turned into the Muslim, and he refused to go over there. But anyway, it's a long story. But I remember those days very, very well. And now is the funeral, happening at the same time. He was 74 when he died. I am 74 in perfect health because I'm a mentally healthy and atheist. And now you see all these crazy people in his funeral. And I love it because he became a Muslim psychotic. He switched from Christ psychosis to Muslim psychosis because religion is a mental illness, friends. It comes from the brain. And then we can see all the gathering of all these people in Louisville, Kentucky. Where all the Christianity infected imbeciles stuck in the 12th century are. Now they're having Islam psychotics doing a funeral for a great man, a great, great fighter, awesome man, really. Infected with this because he didn't know anything about religious psychosis. He had no idea. Muhammad Ali, was a tremendous fighter. He didn't know about religion and history and all that. He was brought up in a Christianity-infected home, so he became a Christ psychotic. Eventually he switched and changed into Islam psychotic. So anyway, this is interesting to see these crazy people honoring him. Amazing. They don't realize that they have a brain, and a sick brain can only create sick thinking, like believing God and Christ.
You will enjoy the truth I'm about to present.
June 2016. And Hillary Clinton is eviscerating Christ psychotic infected imbecile Donald Trump. And she's speaking in Planned Parenthood, which is excellent. And it goes after the sick people, the Christ psychotics, the Christians, stuck in the 12th century. And this is one of the greatest imbeciles of them all. This man is sick. Ralph Reed. Focus on the family. The moron doesn't realize that he's product of a split of cum DNA from his father. The true God hangs between his legs, and all male legs, which is the penis. Creates spermatozoa, 300 million of them, and one of them fertilizes the egg, and then 9 months later a brain is created. There is no God. Anybody that believes in gods are psychos, as like a schizophrenics. They have a problem with the brain. Because the brain creates the mind, creates thinking. And this is what this imbecile, and all the rest of the Christian imbeciles, Christ psychotic infected imbeciles, believe. I love people that are infected with the virus of Christ psychosis. I love them. Like I love people infected with AIDS, with Ebola, that suffer from diseases like tuberculosis and all the rest of diseases. But I hate the disease that infects them. So, Christ psychotics. I love Christians, Muslims, and anybody infected with religious beliefs, but I hate the cancer HIV that infects them. But now this imbecile is talking.
It's been really something, and some of my friends.
He's Presbyterian.
I appreciate you being here.
Christ psychotic.
I want to really thank Jerry Falwell Jr. He was right from the beginning.
See?
He's been such a tremendous supporter. Liberty, as you know, Liberty University.
You know who he was?
That is incredible. Pastor Paula White.
You know who he was? You know? You have any idea? Liberty University? Jerry Falwell? Christianity infected imbecile. These people are in the dark ages. The one he said, let's make America great. It's like, let's make America great by going back to the 14th century. Went back to racism, to the KKK. When imbeciles like this, I believe they're appointed by God because they're Christ-psychotic infected imbecile thinks, they think that those were the great times. The times of Christian Hitler, 20 million people killed in Christianity-infected Europe. Keep in mind, everything in Europe and South America, they're all Christianity-infected, all these continents. Thanks to Columbus, a piece of garbage, Columbus, the psychopath, 1492. All the Americas are infected with this Christian cancer, the HIV of the brain, keeps people theotarded, stuck in the past. You see, and this imbecile wants to be a billionaire piece of garbage, ignoramuses with a very bad brain, wants to be POTUS, President of the United States, a title. He wants to be that. It goes to ruin us. And a lot of infected idiots, Christianity-infected idiots like Ralphie and all these morons, they love them because they're psychos. The woman to them is our inferior, and they believe in a zombie that resurrects and saved with blood named Jesus Christ. They believe in saints. They believe in sin. They believe it's like being stuck in Disneyland by a bunch of people with mental problems that they are no longer 6 or 7 years old. They don't know anything, but they are like 20 years old, and they are mentally dysfunctional, and they go to Disneyland. And they believe that Donald Duck is real, Mickey Mouse is real, the Tooth Fairy is real, and all the characters in Disneyland are real. Because they have a problem with the brain. It's like they mentally regress. And all religions of faith are exactly the same. They are schizophrenics. They are they suffer one of these schizophrenias. Because religious beliefs are organized schizophrenia. One of these schizophrenias is a mental disorder. There are many schizophrenias. And believing God and things that resurrect and say with blood and all this nonsense, hypophiba, imaginary friend or foe, irrational belief acceptance, denotes a neurological dysfunction. Temporal limbical interference, cognitive dissonance, sensory gating deficits in the pulvinar nuclei. Because we do have a brain, the brain, study it, it's right there. There is the organ we create thinking with. And in this imbecile, it is bad. Because he wants everything for himself. He wants to be president, he wants the power. He has billions, so now he needs power. He needs to put on his mantle the trophy that he was president of the United States. Control of the armed. This is what these petulant imbeciles, dysfunctional idiots believe. They don't think about the people. They don't think about the masses. They don't think about helping the people that are ignorant. They don't helping about improving the nation. A lot of the Roman emperors did. They did everything with their own money, and they were divine. But he's not. He's just thinking about himself, about the billions and all that. And this is the problem today with these imbeciles politicians, especially the GOP, the God-obsessed party, these imbeciles. And they are completely psychotic. They're thinking about themselves, aggrandizing themselves, to have a name in history that says, oh, Donald Trump, President of the United States. And this is what they think about. They want that. They don't want to help the people. And this is the problem with these pieces of garbage imbecile that belong in a mental institution. They're all about themselves. Self-righteous, petulant, ignorant imbeciles. And when we have an idiot like that suffering from a neurological disorder, psychosis, because he's a believer in this garbage, conspiracy theories, because it made him sick. And when somebody's like this, a racist, homophobic ignoramus, when it's like that, you don't want people like that leading you anywhere. You don't want leaders of nations that are sick people with a brain like that. That's the problem with this imbecile. It's an ignoramus. Whatever he says is worthless. Only the ignorant, stupid, and racist homophobes like him will vote for him to be president. You have to be extremely ignorant of history, ignorant of everything, have a problem with your brain to vote for this imbecile to be president.
To all poor people in this country, her education policies, her economic policies, her immigration policies, and her trade policies will plunge our poor African American Hispanic communities into turmoil and even worse, despair. Believe me, you look at what's going on. The Democrat Party has run the school boards and the police departments and the city councils and the mayor's offices in most of our inner cities, almost all of our inner cities.
You know, this crazy, psychotic, crass-psychotic, infected, imbecile, schizophrenic moron with a very, very bad brain, ignoramus, is stupid with billions. That's the problem. They have billions, and money is power. And you have to be very careful, because money is power. You can buy all kind of things with money, with billions. You can do everything. But look at what he's talking. He's speaking at, see? Faith and Freedom event. It's like going to a mental hospital with a bunch of schizophrenic and epileptic and all that, and they all agree with you, and they all clap you and they say, "Oh yes," and the aliens that actually control our brains, that put devices in the brain, you're going to help us with that, so they don't interfere with our thinking. And everybody's going to clap them because you are as crazy as they are when you go over there to the mental hospital, and they'll vote for you. And this is exactly what happened. He's appealing to the crazies. These imbeciles and the Republican Party are crazies. They're stuck in the past. They're psychotic people. The GOP, the God-obsessed party. And they are psychotic people, and they're in control of Congress. And they should be put all in mental institutions, although the churches should be closed down. And put imbeciles like this in the mental hospitals that belong to fix his brain. He's talking out of his ass. He's talking out of his psychosis, like any schizophrenia. I've seen a lot of schizophrenia for 40 years. I've been studying this. And I tell you one thing, he's so different. And the religious people speak just like people that are psychotic. And they don't, to them, 2 + 2 equals any number they say it is. They infect the brain except 4. They never see reality. And this is the problem with imbeciles like that. You don't want a lunatic like this, a schizophrenic imbecile like this, a homophobic, racist piece of garbage like him, with a really bad brain, but with billions, running a country. And that's the problem. And he is speaking in a place infected with lunatics. I love it. Muhammad Ali, the great boxer. Today is his funeral. See, and he's in Boston. Christianity infected America. This is happening in Louisville, Kentucky. Where all the crazy Christianity infected imbeciles are around. Because religion is a mental illness. This is a mental illness too. Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, all this is psychotic. There are as many religions, psychosis as the brain can create. But I love it because this is happening in the Christianity infected city. I love every minute of it. They're all crazy people. See, these are all apes. Look at this. These are all apes. Look at this. Christianity infected, Catholic. All this. These are all apes. All apes. Crazy apes. Really want me to do it private and the people don't see it. This just shows the insanity. The insanity of Christ psychosis infected America. This is the 21st century. These people are stuck in the 7th and 8th centuries. Religion is a mental illness. This comes from the Roman Empire. All this white outfits all come from the Roman Empire. All these religions come from the Roman Empire. All the outfits, the white togas.
The key to immortality is to have your body mummified or to have monuments with your name in it, so everybody can pronounce the name 2,000, 3,000 years later, making you resurrect in other people's brains.
Even our president, POTUS, these all have a brain. And all these people are apes, crazy apes, because we are all crazy when we did a primate, including the red ape, Donald Trump, the orange ape. Because we must realize We are evil mutated primates. We are all crazy apes. Have you noticed that the Catholic Church, the Christ-psychotic, infected imbeciles, they all have the chants too. They have Gregorian chants, and the same thing in Latin. There are 8,000 languages spoken on the planet. They're all as crazy as the other one. You know, when they emphasize their imaginary friends' telepathic communication, that's what prayers are, to talk to imaginary friends. That's what chants are. It's psychosis, it's schizophrenia. Religion is one of the schizophrenias, and people don't see it. So these people, I mean, it's okay if they don't believe it. If they act all this as a ceremony, like in a drama, like in a movie, like an act, it is okay. But in the moment they do it and they believe it, that it is true, then they are acting crazy. And they are no different than the schizophrenics in mental hospitals that actually believe the delusions that they see and things that they believe to be reality. In other words, 2 plus 2 is equal to any number except that they believe it is, that they infect the brains except 4. And see, this is exactly what's happening in every religious psychosis ceremonies. And I love it because it is Islam psychosis. By the way, there's 73 sects in Islam psychosis. 73. And Christ psychosis has hundreds of sects. Much more. They're all crazy people, psychopath, sadomasochistic, psychopath. They all have blood. Good Friday is blood. The killing of Jesus Christ, which is the title of Julius Caesar, and Julius Caesar is the one that really true was killed, and he was the son of Venus. That's Jesus Christ there for you. And then the sacrifice of Ali in Islam psychosis. And then you have Judaism, you have Yom Kippur, you have the cutting of the head of the chicken, you know, in Kaparot, and then you have the circumcision, cutting the baby's penis, cutting the skin, and then sucking the blood. And that is a psychosis. All this religion is a mental illness, a dangerous HIV of the brain, and they don't see it, and they're all infected. As long as you don't believe this and you do it as a ceremony, as an act you know, like a drama, like in a movie, like anything like that, it is okay. Then you're sane. You're an atheist, you're sane. But in the moment that you believe all these hocus pocus crap and chants are true, and you're communicating telepathically with imaginary friends by the utterances that you have, then you're sick. You're no different than a schizophrenic.
In Pittsburgh. True, we were different in some ways, but our differences fortified our friendship. They did not define it. I saw greatness.
Well, you know, now that during the funeral ceremony of Muhammad Ali, Islam psychotic, well, we have here a senator, Orrin Hatch, which is, of course, infected with Christ psychosis of the Mormon type. He's an elder. Look at that. Man is sick. Because he does believe in the golden tablets and Prophet Moroni and the angel Moroni that came around and Prophet Joseph Smith in the 1830s. Well, the rest of it. I can tell you the whole thing about Mormon psychosis. And all religions originated from the ingestion of entheogens, the ingestion of psychotropic substances that make you see gods and all this stuff. Joseph Smith did the same thing upstate New York. That's what this Mormon psychosis based on Christ psychosis came from. These are all sick people. They have Planet Club and all this stuff. This is Mormon psychotic person. All these people that you see here that are actually true believers on this God nonsense, they are psychotic people. They suffer from hypophoba, imaginary friend or for irrational belief acceptance, which is just one of the schizophrenias. There's no difference. The belief of religious psychosis, the irrational belief of religion, are no different than the irrational beliefs in schizophrenia. And they're all created by the brain. Sick brain can only create sick thinking. There you have it.
A traditional prayer of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. May God's peace and blessings be upon him. Of the heavens and the earth. Grant our brother Muhammad a light in his heart, a light in his earthly body now restored to the earth.
In his heart. See, this is the problem. This these Islam psychotic people, because religion is a mental illness, they don't realize that the heart is a pump. Okay, there's such a thing, granted with the heart, and all this hocus pocus crap. What are prayers? Prayers are telepathic communication with imaginary friends. This guy is talking about Muhammad and the Prophet. There is zero evidence Muhammad the Prophet existed. Zero. There is no archaeological record of Muhammad. There is no archaeological records of Moses and the rest of the idiots and psychotic people who supposedly existed. None. And Jesus Christ, since there is no record he existed, but it's a title. Jesus Christ is a title. It comes from Archelaus Megistus, and the Jesus Christ, divine son of Maya and all that was Julius Caesar. They sacrificed God, living God, that was Julius Caesar the Christus, and the vast Roman Empire with the many religions and gods. That's what all the Abrahamic, so-called Abrahamic religions come from, originate from the vast Roman Empire. Check it out. I have all the evidence. I can show it to you. All the historical evidence, connecting all the dots, I can show it to you as a fact. And the fact is that we create thinking with the brain. We're all created by a spit of cum, DNA from our father's penis. So the only true God is cock. It's the penis of our father. That's the creator of our brains. So these idiots are talking all this bullshit and nonsense, don't realize that we're product of a fuck. Product of a spit of cum. DNA created the brain. And if the brain creates the gods and every religion on the planet creates language, creates everything. The brain creates all that stuff. And if the brain is healthy, means that it's an atheist. It doesn't believe in all this nonsense that these people believe in, with a stagnate the intellect and make people stupid and psychotic, just like any schizophrenic that cannot tell between fact and fiction. And to a schizophrenic, like a religious, 2 + 2 equals any number their affected brains think it is, except 4. That's the reality
being
of it all.
an Islamic scholar, a Christian psychotic scholar, is no different than being a scholar of Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or the Tooth Fairy or Winnie the Pooh and have all the books believing it's true. And you study them.
Peace of mind. Now, this great darkness that has happened to us.
Now, these are the real owners of the continent of the Americas, the natives. For 15,000 years they've been here. They've been done wrong. The thing I like about this funeral service is, like they call it, the interfaith. In other words, the inter-schizophrenias, the many schizophrenias of God belief. That is engulfing the, as long as we realize it, that we are crazy apes and where God belief is a mental illness, but we can, as long as we're aware of it, that we are sane. We are okay, because we realize it and we can act up all the fantasies, but we realize that they are not true. But this is great that they have the Native Americans here in the so-called interfaith, inter-schizophrenia service. And I can tell you something in Navajo or in Diné, because Navajo is a good idea. Diné means with the people. Nasko Hoshogo Nanit Ashdo. Very wise proverb in Diné. That means we walk together in harmony. And that this we all evolved mutated primates should do that. Walk together with harmony. In other words, walk with all animals and all vegetation and everything in harmony. Because we are evolved mutated primates, we are related to all living forms on the planet by DNA, and this is science and reality. So these are great that they are here.
Up against, because we've had 524 years of survival training ourselves.
So see, I'm just right. The Native Americans have been exterminated by the Christ-psychotic infected imbecile. The disgusting
From the state
people.
of Washington.
Incredible. All the natives in the world have suffered because of the psychosis of God belief. The Christians, Christ-psychotic psychopath.
Walked from California to Washington.
And so he's
Hundreds of thousands of refugees,
Look at this.
many of whom have hostile beliefs about people of different faiths and values and some of whom absolutely and openly support terrorism.
Look at that. He says that Hillary will bring all these refugees. Now listen to that. Listen to what this lunatic just said. Hillary will bring, I mean, the guy is a psycho. The guy is so crazy, so stupid, such an ignorant, and every time he opens his mouth, he shows his disease. It's like any schizophrenic, or it's like a person that is coughing blood every time. That shows that he's infected with tuberculosis, he's very sick, his lungs are all sick, and he's coughing blood. This is what this imbecile does. He is confirming his disease every time he opens his mouth. He's confirming his chrysocosis, his HIV of the brain. The man is sick. Because this, look at this. Look at these expressions. He's thinking, this is the organ that is making him think. Nothing else. This is what he thinks with. Look at that. Look at his expressions. Look at that. You study his expressions. The guy is sick. Look at his eyes. Look at his hands. Look at this. Look at that. Look at his expressions. The man is, he says nothing. He's so sick. Listen to him. Listen to him.
On our border, in our government, no matter where it is, it has to be restored.
See, it has to be restored. He says nothing. But people love him because they're as ignorant as he is. People that are ignorant of science, ignorant of history, ignorant of all these flunkies in school, demented, psychotic, stupid people in the United States love them. Only the idiots and the ignorant will love imbeciles like that, and they think he's great. That's the problem in this nation. In crazy United States of America. People that like an imbecile like that to become POTUS. And this guy is going to fall so fast that he's going to be known as the grand loser, the Donald Trump, the grand loser psychotic Donald Trump. His billions are not going to help his defective, ignorant, psychotic brain. The guy is completely crazy. And he doesn't realize that this is what he's thinking. This is what, and a sick brain can only create sick thoughts. This is Caput in Piso with the truth. In pace, the oro, friends. All the best.